It's about time. Your time. Fox 11 Tucson Now Sports.
Breaking down Arizona Wildcats football, U of A with a 42-10 win over the Utah Utes as we head in to the Territorial Cup Series week. I'm David Kelly, joined as always by Glenn Howell, U of A football class of 1985. And Glenn, who was the cold weather team on Saturday? Because the Wildcats, a team from a hot climate, went up to Utah and they played like a team from the Midwest. They played like the Steelers and the Ravens and the Bears and the Browns and those types of teams. Teams that in November play tough defense, turn turnovers into points, and then run the football when the elements get bad. I mean, Nick Wilson with 6 straight carries, 5 on one drive, 117 yards and 2 touchdowns to ice this game. Winning football by the Wildcats.
Well, Dave, what I think that what's going on here at the University of Arizona football is that they're mentally tough and then they have talent. Mentally tough and talent is a dangerous element, and that's what they did. They were physical up front. They did everything they needed to control Orchard and Demick. They just controlled the line of scrimmage, the offensive line, and Mr. Wilson just went crazy.
Because those two defensive ends you mentioned, Orchard and Demick, fast guys off the edge, but they kind of used that speed against them.
Yeah, they sure did. That's what they did. They let them power their way up the field and then went right under them. The coaches put in, they said it today in the paper, they said they put in a counter where they go down, 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 kick out. That's what they did, and they played that play to perfection, and they were just running free all day.
And this defense, man, oh man, I mean, just not only did they get points, which is crucial because they had not done that all year. But I thought maybe the most important defensive possession was in the third quarter. Devontae Booker had just busted off a 61-yard run. It was 21-7 at that point. Looks like Utah's going back in to get to within 7 points. And once they get to the red zone, and we've seen this all year, this defense just tightens up. They force Utah to kick a field goal, and then it just kind of turned from there for this defense.
I tell you what, Dave, it's the defense with confidence, a defense that doesn't understand how to remember things. They just forget it and go on to the next play. And Jeff Castile, the way he schemes, he's doing a fantastic job. Our players are playing like they know where they're supposed to be. Look at Bondurant. I don't know what that kid has. I don't know what I don't know if it was his. I hope he passes it on to his kid. And Rich Rodriguez, recruit him now, because I'm telling you, that kid is. Bondurant is just unbelievable of how he knows how to get to the football.
Yeah, congratulations to Tremaine, who had a baby the night before the game. I guess everybody should be able to play like that on little sleep, because he just continues to go out there and just create turnovers. And it seems like every time there's a defensive touchdown, he finds a way to be in on that. And you mentioned him, and we got to talk about, because we're getting to that point of the season, there was a lot of injuries leading into the week, and we'll get into a new Solomon in a minute. And you mentioned tough. I mean, and it comes with guys playing through injuries. Will Parks has been hurt, and he has played at an exceptionally high level the last 2 weeks. You talk about Tremaine, who's had a little bit of an injury, and he's played through that and continued to make plays. You've got to be tough, because, I mean, this is a team that still doesn't have a lot of depth. Those guys have to be out on the field.
Dave, I think that the hard edge is actually starting to become a truth and a reality. These guys are playing hard. And, you know, when the guy's next man up, Jesse Scroggins, great job. This kid came in, hasn't played since 1955. This guy hasn't played in years, and he comes in and it was just right on key with our offense, moved our team down the field, and did a great job.
He did not look, Jesse, like he was panicked at all. He understood what he was doing, which was good. Still, he's got to be able to take care of the football. You can't put it on the ground twice in the red zone, because red zone turnovers, as we talked all season, will kill you in a game coming up like what they've got coming up this Friday in Arizona State. But I, too, thought Jesse played extremely well. What transpires now, because you mentioned more injuries. Samaje Grant left that game injured. Caleb Jones appeared to re-injure his hand. You're going to have to really depend now on not only 60 minutes of football, but 85 men on the roster to win a huge ball game coming up this Friday.
I think that, you know, Trey Griffey, it's going to be your time now. It's going to be your time, because I think if Caleb has to go down, Trey Griffey, we're going to have him come in, and Austin will step up. All the guys will step up. Devontae Neal, they're going to step up. All those guys are going to have an opportunity now in the biggest game of the year. This is the game, people. Arizona State. Rich Rodriguez said, when we'll beat Arizona State is when we're better than them. We are now better than them.
Well, the looming number still 1-7 against USC, UCLA, and Arizona State. You've got to begin to turn that around. I've only been here 6 years. This is as big a game in this rivalry as I've seen, and I would imagine you've been here a lot longer. It's as big a game in a long, long time.
Long time. It's when we played. I remember we played against them, and they were going to put them out of the Rose Bowl, but we were just we were on probation, but that was a big game. But this is the game of all games, because I think Stanford is going to take care of UCLA, and then we got to take care of Arizona State. And I believe that we have the athletes and the personnel everywhere at every position that we can match up with them.
All right, Arizona State, let the chatter begin. It's a Friday game, so we'll break it down for you Thanksgiving night.